The time has come. Theresa May is finally resigning.
So I am today announcing that I will resign as leader of the Conservative and Unionist Party on Friday the 7th of June, so that a successor can be chosen.
Okay, good. Now let's have a look at her track record ever since she's come into government. First, Brexit. We all remember her promise to make sure that the UK leaves the European Union by the 29th of March 2019.
We're leaving the European Union on the 29th of March 2019. And we will leave the EU on the 29th of March 2019. On the 29th of March 2019. 29th of March 2019.
Okay, so what went wrong? Apart from the lack of negotiation skills, bad expectation management, and giving empty promises to everybody, we've had some indications from the beginning, again all thanks to hindsight, as to why she was so bad at her job when it came to Brexit. We all remember when she became leader, she said that Brexit means Brexit, we're going to make a success of it. But let's have a listen to what she actually said.
Brexit means Brexit, but we will be making a success of it. That we're going to make a success of it.
Did you get that? She kept saying Brexit means Brexit, but we're going to make a success of it. Now, things like this always prove that she never believed in Brexit, and she always thought that was just a challenge and a burden on her premiership. And obviously she made a lot of people believe that she is now a born-again Brexiteer. Of course she wasn't, and that was the biggest problem. She was never a believer in the project. Next, the NHS. As Prime Minister, she has been treating our National Health Service as a spoiled child. She's been throwing money at it while still losing the PR battle, because people on the left and the Labour Party still don't believe that she's been giving money to the NHS. But yes, she's been giving a lot of money to the NHS without reforming it. And this is where she went wrong. Without truly reforming the NHS, none of these tiny bit of cleanups and getting rid of some of the inefficiencies, truly reforming it. By not doing that and just throwing billions and billions of money at it, this whole project has been hurting ordinary taxpayers and the patients of the same National Health Service. Next, capping energy prices. Now, we all remember when Ed Miliband, as the leader of the Labour Party, announced the exact same policy, what the right-wing newspapers and even the Conservative Party did in response. So on the left, we've got the copy of the Mail from when Ed Miliband announced the same energy cap policy, which said, oh, we're going back to the bad old days, fixing energy prices, grabbing land from property firms, boosting minimum wage, Red Ed revised the 70s socialism. While that's true, what happened was when Theresa May said the exact same thing, this is when Theresa was slightly popular, this is what they did. The same newspaper said, £100 off your energy bill. Theresa May pledges cap on tariffs paid by 70% of families. And this is why left-wing policies never work. You could easily sell them to the public, to the media, because the intentions are good. And as long as you keep saying that my intentions are good, and I promise that this policy would help you, a lot of people will probably believe it. At the same time, the truth about the energy caps is that the energy companies were able to put their prices up just before the cap, and the people who were hurt more were ordinary working class families. And there are still people complaining why there are issues with energy prices. Well, I wonder why. Stop the government interventions. Next, our beloved HS2, which no one loves. The HS2 now costs more than £100 billion, and this is by the government's own assessment. The whole problem with this whole project is that, again, it's been sold to the public as something that would help the whole country, especially the north. Well, it doesn't. It won't. One, the cost of the taxpayer and the waste that we're going to have because of it is hurting everyone across the country, including Southerners. Two, the only people and the only economy is going to actually help is London, because no one's going to be living in London and go to work in Manchester. This is a one-way benefit system that will only help London. And finally, the Nanny State. This government, under the leadership of Theresa May, has been treating its citizens as children. Because apparently no one in this country knows how to live their own lives. Because no one has had any basic education or any type of parenting or guardianship. No one knows, right? This is a job of the government to tell us what to do. So what do? Sugar tax, banning energy drinks, plain packaging and cigarettes, banning junk food ads on public transport, And all this has been happening in the name of compassion and paternalism. But when you look at each one of those policies, especially those that have been tried across the world, you would see that none of them, and really none of them, have actually had any positive impact in terms of the society's behavior. Let people live their own lives. We already have an education system funded by the government, encouraging kids and teaching kids not to do certain harmful things to their own body and to their own lives. So why do we need the government to come into our bedrooms and tell us what we can or can't do? I say, as long as you're not harming anyone else, you're more than free to do whatever you want to your own body and in your own life. Unfortunately, from Brexit to sugar tax, from HS2 to the NHS, Theresa May's dark legacy will stay with us for a while. This is why we need a massive reform and change within our political system, and a massive change when it comes to the Tory leadership. And it all started a couple of days ago when the Brexit Party won the European election and became the largest party in the whole of the European Parliament. Let's just hope our establishment finally starts to listen to us. Right, this upcoming Sunday, we're going to be launching our first Q&A with me as part of our Cabinet Club initiative. So you get to ask me any questions live on camera. If you want to join, make sure you click on the link in the description, the Cabinet Club. As usual, make sure you subscribe and click on the notification bell next to the button, and I'll see you tomorrow with a new video.